Hey everybody, Jeff, your executive gardener. Thanks for joining me for another episode. So again, we're doing the series on growing in small spaces indoors. Again, I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment here temporarily, but a lot of you watching me have that same situation. So I'm going to try to, again, with this video, show you what you can do indoors to grow your own food. So I'm really excited about this episode because I've never grown mushrooms. I've grown a lot of vegetables, but I've never grown mushrooms. I love mushrooms cooked on a steak, over chicken and rice. My wife's a great cook. So what I did here is I decided, I actually bought some logs that I'm going to inoculate. I bought a book on growing mushrooms because I want to grow lion's mane, oyster mushrooms, all types of colors, and of course shiitake. But for shiitake, you need some logs to inoculate, and it need a little bit more time. So I started doing some research online, and I bought this Forest Origins White Oyster Mushroom Grow Kit. So it already comes inoculated, and I'll show you what I have to do to grow mushrooms, and it says within 6 days I should start seeing some mushrooms shoot up, and we'll go from there. I think I get you obviously get a first flush, a grow of mushrooms, and then there's a possible to get a second flush. I think I paid like $20-25 for this, but it's kind of exciting. It comes in a little bag wrapped up. It's kind of it's really clean, organized, so it doesn't get all over your table. But anybody that is interested in growing mushrooms can do this. I think they also sell the blue oyster and the pink oyster. I just got the white oyster mushrooms. So I'm going to do this over a week or two and show you what it looks like over time. Let me get behind the camera and show you what I'm doing, what I do to prep for this, and how easy it is to grow your own fresh mushrooms indoors. All right, we're back with this white oyster mushroom log. I'll show you how darn easy it is. So all you do is there's a X on top of here. You take a knife and you cut 1 inch deep and 2 inches wide, okay? And then that'll give you 4 flaps. You pull up the flaps, you scrape the top with a fork very lightly to stir up this. It's kind of like a hard, almost like a log, like a fake log. It feels like you stir it up, and then you put 2 tablespoons of water inside those flaps where it's open. And that is it. Every day, they also give you in your package a little water bottle. Every day you're supposed to spray 2 times a day, 7 squirts of water by opening those flaps up. And it gives you some nice instructions here as well. It's really that easy. You give them air, you wake them up with the water, you wake them being the mushrooms up with the water, and then keep them hydrated every day. And it says by instructions to keep them in a shady area that gets some natural light but not direct sunlight. So that's what the plan is to do. So this is day 1 where we just watered it, and I'm going to put them up, and we will come back. It says in 6 days we should see some of these mushrooms starting to flush. So I'll come back in 6 days. We'll see what the mushrooms look like and how easy this is to grow mushrooms indoors. All right, everybody, we're back. It's 5 or 6 days after the first video that I took of this white oyster mushroom grow kit from Forest Origins. So the directions are, again, I were to spray it 7 to 10 times, 2 times a day, keep it out of the direct sunlight, which I did, and so forth. So about the 6th day, let me get a close-up and show you what happens here. And I apologize, it'll take just a few minutes for the camera to focus in here. There we go. So you'll see some of the mushrooms are starting to pin. So after 6 days, after spraying it, you'll see where I cut the plastic open, and it was exposed to air it activated, I guess, the spores in the mushrooms, and they're starting to now pop out. So these are white oyster mushrooms. You can take a look what they look like, but I'm going to come back in probably 3 or 4 or 5 days and show you what they look like from this. I think they're supposed to double in size every day. Again, I have to keep spraying it 2 times a day, which I'll do. And again, I'll come back in a week to see what these look like and to see if any other mushrooms popped out. So kind of cool. I'll come back in 3 or 4 days. We'll see what it looks like. All right, everybody, I'm back here day 14. Here's the mushrooms. They go pretty well. I think it's day 13, actually. So what I'm going to do is try to cut off some of these top bigger oyster mushrooms. And then there's some underneath, which you can see there. Focus in. Haven't grown as well. So I'm going to try to take the top off with a knife, put it in the refrigerator, eat them, and then go from there. But this is pretty cool. So if you've never grown mushrooms before, give it a try. You can buy one of these blocks from numerous people. I bought this from Forest Origins on Amazon. And I have fresh mushrooms. So I think we're going to make cream of mushroom soup tomorrow. Hey everybody, Jeff, your executive gardener. I said I would end the episode, but I lied. So I want to just give you an update. So here's the remaining mushrooms. We've cut most of them off. And what I figured out, and you can take my advice, I didn't grow as many as I had hoped. And I think the reason why is because I'm trying to grow these things in the winter, and it's very dry. So I keep spritzing them. So what I did was I added a dome. So my next set of mushrooms, I'm going to spritz it, but keep this dome on that dome. Now, they still need some air, so you'll see it's on the ledge there. I have a little bit of crack so air can get in. But I think the dome will help with the moisture. When I don't grow mushrooms, my daughter can use it for her cakes. So that's cool. So we'll go over to the stove. And since we've cut those mushrooms, my wife is currently cooking. So we have onions and mushrooms, garlic, and a little bit of oil and butter. And we are going to be making cream of mushroom soup. So this is the best part of growing your own mushrooms indoors during the winter. You get to eat them. So I'll come back and show you the final product, cream of mushroom once done. All right, here's the final product, cream of mushroom soup. So this is mushrooms from what we just grew, so they're nice and fresh. We also use the microgreens, so the kohlrabi microgreens, which are on top of there, and standard cream of mushroom broth. So this will taste delicious, and this is why we love to grow our food, both indoors and outdoors. So this finally is the ending episode for growing mushrooms indoors. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's Jeff, your executive gardener. Bye for now.